Good. U.S. Forest Service. This is an amended Schedule A to Cooperative Forest Service Agreement. We'll make a decision today, and then there's a new project agreement we'll talk about. Good to see you guys.
How's it going?
Good.
Good morning. How are you guys? Top of the morning to you.
So I'd like to introduce Wade Jerome. You guys can
Scott.
Hi, Bill Slaughter.
Bill Slaughter.
Marty.
Mark, nice to meet you. I'm Blaine. Hi, Blaine.
So some of the information we have for you today is literally hot off the press. I think it just got emailed to you. One of the documents is not updated from last year.
Yeah, that one.
And what's that?
That's the one that's just not really
Okay,
raised
so
on.
that one I would probably just toss those. What she was trying to do with that document,
The one that says road maintenance plan on the top, that has a 2008 road maintenance plan.
Good.
if you look at Part A, that's last year. She didn't clean that up from last year.
Oh, okay.
And then so all those maps are basically for the projects that we did last year.
Okay.
We're not proposing to do any work on county roads this year, so Part A would be blank. But the important thing with that document is, remember there were some roads that weren't part of the original Schedule A. So if you look at Part C, the second page, right there. Part C is just a list of the Forest Service roads that we would like to add to the Schedule A. Because those are the roads
That's the
we've
same
been doing
thing
the
we
work
looked at
on.
last week.
Yeah, all the red roads that we had last week.
Yeah. So that's just amending, basically, I don't think it's amending the actual master agreement, it's just amending the supplement, just to do this work. So when this work is complete, those roads, as far as I know, because she's putting it in the yearly maintenance plan.
So that stuff that we're just gonna add on, how many miles was that?
33.5.
So you want to put 33.5 miles on Schedule A? Is that what
Just,
you're
I think just for this year.
Just for
Just
this
for
year.
this work, because those roads weren't on the original schedule.
Whatever's coming off after this project, right?
I believe that's gonna be the case, because this is just the yearly maintenance plan. So the master agreement has the schedule, it
Okay,
has a list of
so you
roads on it.
go up past
And the way I just literally skimmed it for
And,
10 seconds, but that's the way I'm looking at it, is this is just the yearly plan. So these roads are just amending the yearly.
gonna find out for sure and just keep
Yeah, I'll
on going?
double
Well,
check with her.
It says right on the schedule is revised annually, so that's right.
Do we need to Schedule A for this other thing? Do we sign today, is that what you're saying?
Well, this is another document.
Scott, right on top it says,
Yeah,
Scott,
off of
you
Warwick
can see
Road
it.
towards Portion Match Road.
it says right on top, this is revised annually, so this is only for the annual agreement.
Yeah, sure.
Through
You
spring
get up
of
you get up there, you ought to be able to see them.
So that's what we'll just clarify with her, because last time when we brought you
Towards
amended
Po-
the
Poison
overall
Patch Road.
agreement, and
Going
I'm
north
thinking
off
she
of-
thought we
right
didn't
at
have
the
to do
Skinner
that.
Corrals. You make
Yeah.
a left.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's all good.
Gotta make it clear. The other thing that won't change on this, unless you guys don't want to plow anymore, would be the snow removal. We still documented that. Which would be part B, is the snow removal. That's-
Right on those two roads.
Top of page 2.
yeah.
Well, we're not gonna plow snow on these.
No, gosh, no. That's just that's the specific ones.
Yeah, just the ones on the top
work that
page.
you want done.
Yep.
2.
This is not
To get your
scheduled,
lumber
this is
out.
what we've done, isn't it?
Right.
But they wanna see if we'll do these others this year.
Right.
The 33 extra.
Okay.
So the main document that we're here to talk about today, and I apologize again, hot off the press, I have not had a chance to look at it.
Cameron, do we need to take action on this one?
No, because there's a big
Right.
Okay.
part A's, and there, that's all last year's work.
We can just postpone it till next week.
Leave it up.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Or, I mean, we're kind of in a,
So they could do a,
well,
they could do a motion right now and correct
As
it in
soon
the
as it's
motion.
revised, then we could just.
Yeah, so you could do the motion now, if you
Why
like.
don't we do that? Because I think it just, we'll see when we're moving. So I'd entertain a motion to adopted with the future corrections.
And I would list the corrections in the motion.
Okay. The corrections are everything but part A.
Part A would be removed.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, I would move to include all the corrections for the work to be done on 33 miles of road. Is that correct?
Well,
I just did the motion,
Another discussion.
move to adopt this cooperative forester road agreement
move
with
to
part A
adopt-
removed.
minus part A.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would move to adopt this document with removal of Part A.
Okay, is there any discussion or clarification, council?
So this just adds the snow removal and then the what you're doing currently, so yeah.
It's not even what we're doing currently, it just adds the
Yeah.
roads to the schedule.
Yeah,
That's correct.
We're gonna have more on it.
Yeah.
correct.
Taking this off, we're gonna have more on it,
Okay,
right?
any further discussion? On the subject, Mr. Mata, go ahead.
Are there any costs involved in doing this? Does the county have to pay the Forest Service for anything, or does the Forest Service have to pay the county for anything?
Not for this piece, no.
So each entity is on its own? You
Yeah,
pay-
we're just with this is the yearly road maintenance plan. So typically the county plows 2 roads up at Georgetown Lake and then a couple of the day use areas. It also is amending and adding some more roads to do some work on. It doesn't identify the work, it's just adding these roads to the Schedule A.
Okay,
So there's no exchange of money here.
is Road 8686, is that a Forest Service road,
It's
or
a Forest
is-
Service road that they plow for us. Yep.
they plow
Well, they
for
don't
it?
plow it for us, they plow it for the folks that live
It's
there.
in Schedule A maintenance.
Do you own the road, or is it just an easement through there?
We have easement, it's Forest Service jurisdiction, we have easements through all the private ground, and then of course where it goes through Forest Service, it's,
Thank you.
Okay, motion is on the floor. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Mike, are you good?
okay, so the next document is the road project agreement. So this is the nuts and bolts of the extra funding that we got, that we'll be working with Wade and Paul to get the work done on those roads that are on the other document listed in Part C.
Do you have an extra copy of that?
So it's super draft, isn't it?
This is just a draft
Is
document.
it road project agreement, John?
Yes.
I'll make a copy.
I have one.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just.
Right here, right draft down there. So again, Sharon, you know, we got her some information late yesterday, so she was up. She worked pretty long hours last night trying to get this draft ready for us. So it's not 100% either, but this basically outlines the work that the force would do and what the county would do. So I don't know if we want to just take a couple of minutes to actually read this. I don't think it would take long, but it identifies the roads, the culverts that would be installed, the material. It's got a draft financial plan.
So we're going back to exhibit A, the operating plan. Is that right? You know, the county shell, the forest shell.
Yeah, that's the nuts and bolts right there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
supplies and materials would be at 59,432.
That's just our,
Approximate.
that's our
okay.
estimate.
All right. Just make sure we're under the, front of the 80. But you said there was some bidding done already, or?
We have estimates on
Oh,
culvert
yes.
and gravel.
All right.
Yep.
But they did it, we
Yeah.
never did.
Yeah, but if it's under the 80, then,
I know, there it
yeah.
was.
You would because they're separate anyways. The 80, you know, culverts are one price and the gravel will be a different price. So it's not one guy getting 80.
Well, so it's total project is 80 though, under.
So let's just go through this, let's just talk about, county shall, review contract package, and you guys have been doing that, coordinate with the Forest Service personnel for final approval, doing that. Contract procedure, will follow 2 excavators with operators. Potential of hiring 1 dozer operator to be determined by the Forest Service during the project implementation. So does that mean Paul, you guys will work that out?
Right.
Okay.
There's one road that would probably be more efficient to have.
Run a dozer. We could, so purchased 820 cubic yards of half-inch minus surface aggregate with specifications. Paul, you talked about that may or may not be enough, right?
Yeah, because
You never know.
what we were talking about is that's a place to start,
Yeah.
We were saying it could be a little less, could be a little more until you're.
Right. That's like
You just gotta have a number to start on.
a best
so they can-
estimate, right?
Okay, so as long as everybody understands us, maybe make a note that it could be more.
Right.
Okay?
Well, we could just put purchase approximately 800.
Approximately, sure, sure.
You never know where you're going.
Includes material purchase and delivery of individual to individual work sites located in the watershed of the project. So that's the trucking issue call, which we're gonna contract out. Okay. Or is the county gonna do some of that?
We'll do some, and then they have some of their own trucks as well.
Okay.
Remember you come in and you talked about it, we said that we wanted to make sure that we had enough there and we're good. So we're not sitting there.
You bet. Is
Waiting on that.
there an issue sorting all that out? What do you do it daily, or how do you?
Right, so it's when we get the actual coat. So our issue is we don't want to close the roads down the whole road down and by having stockpiles of gravel laying on it. So when we're installing that culvert, we'll get a delivery there, schedule it best we can, Paul and I can, and work through the road crew because we do have some trucks. We'll have it delivered right when we need it, bed the culverts installed, get the road back open for the public, and move to the next one. That's the plan.
The easiest way.
Yeah, and then it's not subject to being borrowed for other uses either.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You know
there's,
how well as I do, you put it there and, oh shit, here, I'll use this.
so that tells me there's a lot of coordination and signs and crap like that involved, okay?
Yep,
Well,
Here,
we
take
absolutely.
care of the sign.
And you guys are taking care of the signage? Okay.
Yep, we can do that.
Do we wanna make a note of that?
It's in.
It's in
I think it's online.
Okay, okay. Purchase and install new culverts, bands and bolts for road improvement work in size and length C in a separate section. Arrange delivery to the Benton Ranger District.
That's what we talked about, I think that we'd buy the culverts that we put out there. And use them on our way too, when we have them, so we don't have to run to town and use.
And so Paul will buy the culverts, is that right? Okay,
And
so,
then we send that building right away.
Right.
And so make sure that-
so Paul, do they usually deliver that? If you buy enough culverts, will they truck them in, or do you have to?
They'll
Well, we're buying over 100 culverts, so it's
They'll
a
truck
couple
them.
semi-trucks.
And they talk to buildings and them other places, they're kind of pretty much setting that up, we
Okay.
just got paid for it.
Yeah,
They'll pay for it and bill it back to you.
right.
Okay,
Well, through Albuquerque,
Yes.
Yeah.
which should be outlined in this
Yeah.
agreement.
Yeah.
the county shall administer contracts and provide construction oversight and acceptance of work with the assistance of the Forest Service. So you guys will work together?
Yep,
Is there like is Paul gonna sign off, or how's that work? And you'll sign off, and we're good, go to the next one, right?
correct, that's
Okay.
how we want it to work. We got everything that we needed and it's delivered and we agree on that. and
We
move it
stay out of
forward.
it, that way you don't have
Yeah.
too many people involved.
Okay.
Right.
The Forest Service shall review contract package prior to solicitation, coordinate with the county on final approval. You guys already started that. Assist the county with construction oversight, acceptance of work monitoring and other needs. And that's like what, hauling signs and all that
That's
stuff,
our
right?
number 4.
Okay. Provide traffic control and all that. Sounds like not much, but it's more than you think, right?
It is,
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
Where
absolutely.
you say you're providing grass seed, are you throwing the grass seed on?
Yeah, we can do that part.
I guess otherwise you're gonna shut down some equipment, but it's gonna cost a lot of money to be out.
No, we'll,
Oh, no,
and that
yeah,
could be
we're
the
not
next
gonna do
summer
that.
project.
No.
or it's late this fall or something, we'll have fire crew.
And you're staking the work site, so
Yes.
that's, we know, we didn't put the culvert in the wrong place, right?
Wrong place, wrong elevation, that kind of
Right,
stuff.
that kind of
yeah.
thing.
Rain's taking care of all that.
Yep.
Okay, provide 6-inch pit run on 3/4 minus surface aggregate, so they're gonna provide the top finish, right? Where do you get that?
Well, we have a pit in Upper Willow,
Right.
what's your plan for miners fire?
So we were gonna purchase that, that's part of this 1.5 inch minus surfacing.
Okay.
From units down.
Got it.
Yep.
You good with that, Paul?
Yeah, he's the closest, and he's got it on hand, so.
Okay.
Do we pay for that, or
Mhm.
we
Yes.
pay for that?
It'd be
too?
just like the
And then we
culverts, you
invoice
guys
it.
purchase it and then send us an invoice.
Right, and he's got certified scales, so we can buy it by the ton, there shouldn't be any.
What are you using this 6-inch pit run for?
So that's gonna be for some areas in the roads where we need to put base down,
Oh, okay.
and then put the surfacing back on top of
Okay,
that.
okay.
I guess the part I don't understand is, the financial plan,
And this is draft, so.
Yeah. So, the cash and stuff in here, is it all like, those are maximums you can't exceed, or how does that work?
So this is based off of estimates I ran from phone calls, you know, asking what things cost, past work, what things are bid at, so this can vary, a little bit, I mean, but it
Sure.
should be.
Within reason.
Be reasonable.
I would say it should be reasonable within plus or minus 10% or less.
And I just asked if you guys could, keep that coordination with Wade, cause he'll be able
Right.
to.
You know what we need to, we found this in the fires, really a lot of notes on the bills.
Yep.
What the hell is this? And maybe it's a little bit over, but it, or we were able to get it in a different location, or, maybe just notes on the bills. Because then a month later, we're like, where is this? How did we get paid for that? And then we all know, Paul, that's gonna be a lot up to you, you're gonna have to write on that stuff. I had to do that, I used the county because it was easier, and I had the manpower that day, so I just used it, right? Things like that, okay. So we all understand. And it's, just scribble on the damn things, write a note to us, put the date, why you did what you did. You too.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'll keep a
okay.
daily diary.
Okay,
Yep.
Paul, do you have questions about the financial plan?
No.
So I did ask Sharon, your question back to, we have about 210,000 set aside to
Yes.
give you guys to get this accomplished. If at any point something in here doesn't make sense, we could amend this right during the middle of the game.
Okay.
So if it's towards the end of September and we actually need 220,000, we'll amend it to add 10 more grand to get us to the finish line. Or if something on here just doesn't quite make sense once we get working, we can amend those.
As we go.
Okay.
I mean, we don't want to do a bunch of amendments, but if there's something we can't live with, this
I know.
document is never black and white the whole time. We can always make adjustments to it.
So every Tuesday, Paul's here at 1 a.m.
Okay.
And, you're more than welcome to come up, okay? We'll put a note in for the public that we're gonna talk about this project, even if it's just with Paul, real quick. How's it going? What do you need? But that's a good time to come up and say, well, it's.
That way you don't have to try to get.
Then you don't have to get on the agenda. We'll just put you on the agenda for all summer, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
And whether you show or you do.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, you don't have
We
to
got one,
listen.
yeah, I mean-
You can call, you
And
can,
there's nothing like, man.
Right.
you can email Paul, and
Right.
he can give you,
Yeah, we
tell us
don't
what's
need
going
to
on.
hear, we can-
Okay.
Okay, but we have an obligation to kind of keep the public informed as we go. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Right.
And maybe the first couple of weeks, while we're just feeling things out, I'll just make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. I just didn't want to be like a critical install or
No.
something.
No.
Well, you can always, that's the same thing, you can always
We don't
fill
want that
in,
either.
we
Yeah.
can always fill in for you too, but like
Sure.
I said, just good if there's something that, keep everybody up to date.
Yeah.
I want
That's
to
the
take this
main
back,
thing, communication.
I want to take this back and read it all really clear, really closely.
Yeah.
But one thing that's important to us is we're on a pretty strict timeline to get this done by the end of September. So I think you guys had some good discussions about accountability, that if a contractor's not towing the line, Then we gotta get them out and get someone new in there that's going to or with
We don't have
breakdowns.
no problem with that, I think we all in agreement too, because this is all of us on the line.
Yeah.
If they can't do it, and I know that, you know, you guys would like to have your guy, but we gotta keep our county guy, our county people, but if they can't cut it, you'll see ya. And I mean, there's no, oh, maybe, no.
All we're all looking
Yeah.
at.
One day is gonna cost us all.
That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I
you look at the number of COVID kind
And
of
they
days we
will.
got left, we're gonna have to be
they
extremely
will know
productive.
that when they're hired, that
Yeah.
unless there's an emergency, they can't be there, I mean, it'd have to be pretty serious. They better have somebody that can come out.
Everybody I talked to them, I've made it very clear, it's 10 hours a day, 5 days a week running.
If they can't,
I mean, if their days are 12 or 13 hours, maintaining the machine or whatever, they're paid, it's a 10-hour-a-day pay. That they're helping, you know.
So Counselor, I got a question for you.
Must like we talked about,
Right.
they're
Paul,
Yeah.
or something that you get.
Paul has notified personally the contractors in the county. Should there be another public notice at all, like in the paper or something? Or we don't have time, we gotta get going.
We don't have time, that'd be another 2 weeks.
Yeah, so you don't have to, this agreement's gonna be on next week again?
I mean, if I could get you guys the final this week, I'd sure appreciate some kind of approval today, and I'll come to your house, and we'll go have coffee somewhere or something, and get it signed.
But here's what
All
it
right,
is.
so I do a motion on that today.
We will.
Yeah.
But I'm still going back to notification. Paul has contacted and he'll document who we called, when, and what the response was, okay? Is that good enough?
So it should be on your agenda next Tuesday if it can be.
It's on the agenda today.
But with these with these contractors?
We need to be digging. By Monday, the latest.
we can't keep going week to week, 'cause
No.
otherwise they
All
might.
right, well, then I would approve the contracts now and then, yeah, under this agenda item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, further discussion? Okay.
I just, yeah, I'm with these guys, I don't wanna be hearing about, oh, well, this guy wasn't there, and I'm definitely
Paul,
into,
if
if
you
they
don't-
can't cut it.
Right, and my concerns are like overdigging, oversized things like that, where we have to like step back, recompact the ground, get it up. And I mean, guys that are used to putting things on grade, hey, we're going from here to here, give me a nice little grade line through there. To start with, we overdig, we end up with future issues on things. And a lot of work to try to fix
Oh,
things.
Did you contact everybody you could think of, even people that may not be able to?
Everybody in the county.
Yeah, like
I think
Charlie
a lot of
Park
guys
said
does
they
that.
couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay, but you contacted, all right, we need a list of that.
He's got it, he said, right?
And either whether they can or can't.
Yeah, and we'll put it in the minutes, Paul, okay?
Right, and then stuff like cleaning equipment showing up, that kind of stuff.
That's what I said, I mean, we're
Right,
2 days or better, once we decide who to hire to get that.
Could they,
right.
where they get inspected?
Well, we can set that up.
I guess that's all up to you guys, we'll stay out of that.
I think,
Yeah.
Yep.
Beaver County shop would work the best.
Okay,
That way, if it's not, something not quite clean enough or whatever, everything's right there, they can,
Steam it off.
we can deal with it.
okay,
And it's
That'll be
close.
totally up to
you know.
you guys,
right.
we'll just pretty much stay.
But I mean, I would think that if everything all gets put together here, ideally it'd be pretty nice to have all this inspected and be ready to start Monday. Inspect them on Friday, is that what you're thinking?
Well, that's fine. Then we'll get the final agreement stuff, hopefully, our draft through, and then, and I'm not sure how, we got like things we need to let contractors know, like, God forbid, we end up in like stage 2 fire restrictions again, things like that we have, that they may be on like.
Always, could be always something.
Right.
Something.
So those kind of things are covered with, and I know those could be covered.
One nice thing where they're working on the road, they won't be so restricted to the, you know, they
Right.
can actually still work on it.
Yeah,
Could we maybe, do you guys have a standard contract that you use with folks?
Yeah.
That maybe we
Yes.
could just take a look at? Just to-
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to have something with them, just so they don't, you know, and then we'll put it.
yeah, just to make sure everything's covered, I guess.
We certainly would appreciate it if you looked at it.
Yeah, just, I think if we could, then that would
Yeah,
help
Can we
answer
get
some
them
of
that?
the.
Yeah, yeah, I'll send you that.
When would you, what do you think the start date, what do you think?
Well, just timelines and making sure that we've got all this is communication to this Schedule A agreement is all straight with everybody. I mean, next week is probably when we're gonna try to get rolling.
Right.
If it's Monday or Tuesday, it is what it is. We'll just know that we're getting
Because
the
you'll
ground
have to
running.
order the culverts and get them
Right.
done, so that's gonna be
Right.
tight. If you needed to take care of the culverts this week, if we can agree on this stuff, why can't we get the culverts ordered this week, and then that way at least we're not out another week?
It's your risk, but I think you can, and I don't know what the
Yeah.
risk
Right.
is.
I
But
don't know what
Well,
it
that's
is.
50
Well,
grand.
I mean,
I know that.
we were saying,
Right.
partial load's better than no load, so
Right,
help.
that'll get us rolling, and then I got backup plans, we can put both machines grubbing some of the roads until the culverts arrive. There's other things to get ready, ditches to clean.
It sounds like it's
stuff
pretty
to
well
grub out,
lined
so.
down, so.
Yeah, Wade's spent a lot of time playing ABC too, so.
Right, so when those
What
hiccups
equipment comes
happen, we
with.
can change gears and keep everything rolling.
And you got our number in case something you need to get hold of us too, or whatever.
I can get them, I don't have them right.
We will,
Right, some cards would be great.
we'll
There's
get
one.
you, we'll get you some,
I wish I had a card.
I'm just saying.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Somebody
Mark,
just,
I'll send it to Cameron.
You can just send it to Kim and
Cameron,
forward it
right,
to us.
yeah.
okay. And then you probably ought to touch bases once you get that contractor on any changes that we need to put into it, and then Paul can get those contractors out to the contracts to the contractors.
Get some bids and things like that. Great.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to, go ahead with a new project road agreement, for county to provide certain road work for the Forest Service, as per our discussion here.
I'll make the motion that we go ahead with the road project agreement between Granite County and the USDA Forest Service.
And I'd second that.
Discussion on the motion from the commissioners?
I have a question.
No, from the commissioners?
I think we're all in,
we're all in
just
agreement.
communication, we gotta make sure we all stay on, I mean, we'll sit back, but these two got really be in communication, and if
Yeah.
we need something, we'll be ready to haul it. I really want to put something in the contract, here, show up, wait, and put it, I know how a few of these guys will get. We can't.
We can do
Right.
that, right, Blake?
Yeah.
No. This is-
We can put some language in there
Yeah.
that Paul will help you with.
And there's not gonna be chances, cause you know,
Probably a good idea.
I think the guy should, unless there's a dire emergency, you know, they got.
Because I mean, you can go, Paul,
Right.
this is why you're fired, right? You signed this.
yeah, well, it's, if the work isn't up to spec anyway, they gotta go, there's not a lot of time.
Okay?
Yeah.
If it's in the contract, it's better.
Can't be
We'll get
doing
it.
stuff.
Okay, Blaine will take care of that, so.
These
That's
two
my
jobs, you
motion.
should not have let them be.
You know, get grouchy if things aren't on schedule, right? So.
I love the fact you guys are just, let's go get this done. That's amazing. Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Any public comment on the motion? On the motion.
On the motion, as far as that's concerned, I'd like to know whether or not the Forest Service would be able to provide a copy of these agreements and the worksheets to the county commissioners as an email, so that email can be posted onto the internet, so that the public would be able to know and understand what they're discussing. When you look at the complexity of these two things here, it's almost impossible to make any kind of responsible comments when you don't have a chance to read and absorb it. Is that possible for you to do that?
Once Commissioner Slaughter approves it and signs it, and then our force supervisor approves it and signs it, we send them an official copy through email. And it's your document at that point.
We could put it on, well, sure. No problem.
Well, does that mean that you couldn't send this last week so that the
You weren't
public
here
would know?
last week. It's not fair for you to stand up and talk about stuff where you weren't here to hear what the discussion were. If you want to come to every meeting, you're more than welcome, Dick, but you're not going to come to one meeting and cherry pick what you didn't hear.
I don't think it's a matter of cherry picking. I think it's a
you
matter
were
of
here.
making the public
This is
aware
our
of what
first
you're doing.
discussion. It's not
Huh?
our first discussion. So is there any further comments on the motion from the public?
So then you're saying
I
that
said, is there
the
any
public
further-
isn't going to be made aware of what's actually
They have
going?
been made aware at public meetings, and yes, we will post your suggestion, we'll post the contract as soon as it's finalized on the website, yes.
And I would also like a comment from the commissioners as to whether or not you will post it on the website so that the people can know and understand.
That's just what I
You just
said.
said,
He just said.
I
you just said that.
I just
That's
said
what
it'll
you're
be
doing.
on there. That's a good suggestion, Dick, will be on it. When it's finalized by the Forest Service and us, we'll put it on.
When it's finalized or prior to the meeting?
No, when it's finalized. This is today, this is the 17th. We're doing it from the day forward, we're gonna do that. You asked for it, we'll do it.
So if it's finalized, the public isn't going to be able to comment on it, right?
They can always come and comment on it, Dick. Every Tuesday at 2 o'clock.
It's not going to mean anything if they comment
is.
it after it's finalized.
Well,
After you've made a decision, I mean,
you weren't here last meeting, so we're moving ahead. Any further comments on the motion?
No.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Do you have it, all of that, or as much as you want?
So I'm gonna hustle back with Sharon right now and get both these in a good state so they're final.
Okay.
And Sarah and I will both review it really close. Sharon will review it, and then we'll try to get this to you.
Appreciate it.
Go over it too.
I mean, you guys are busy today, I know, to actually read it, but
No,
maybe
well, we can-
tomorrow or Thursday we could work
We
on
can
it.
sit, we'll have some time, we'll go through and read it. Thank you.
Yeah, because you,
Yeah, Thursday. probably.
I think Sharon and Wade were gonna do some work on it
Oh,
too,
okay.
on some of the other stuff,
Yeah, but I caught
details.
some of these things.
What I think is
too.
really important is you look at our contract and make sure it's, and then Paul understands, okay, what he wants to put in the contract, so that he can hold these guys to the fire. I think that's really critical.
Yeah, it's for your protection and ours both.
Absolutely.
You bet.
Great. Yeah.
I would say what I wanted to say.
Work with Blaine on that.
Where the hell you been?
What,
I wish you'd have been here
what do you
when
think
I was a
Time
commissioner.
frame wise you.
Well, very
You're
rare.
doing
So-
really well.
Once they get the contract, I take, you
No,
know,
it's
like
just
an
a
hour to
good
read
example.
through it
You're
and
doing
stuff,
really good.
and like come up with if there are suggestions and that kind of stuff. That's what
So did you vote on the motion? Or to get a
We
cast?
did. And it carried.
Oh, what size?
No, when do you think you want one? I mean, is that
Oh.
something you're gonna want right away?
So,
Long?
well, we gotta wait on some other stuff to get cleared through some easement stuff. So I don't have a date, I wish I did, right, yeah.
Okay.
No, Wade's
I asked for some,
title,
I know permission just to squeeze
house
back in.
title, civil
I
engineering
will actually at
technician
some
maybe.
point in time,
What's that one?
let the work, normal process.
Okay.
I
Because
know
that's,
that they've been working
Civil
pretty hard on
engineer
that too, it's just.
technician.
I think we're a month out
Okay.
right now for sure, so
It's not his real title, what's on
we'll see how that pans out.
What's your real title?
Job title?
Yeah, John.
For here,
No,
oh,
Sure.
well, natural resource specialist.
I just called you civil engineering technician.
Okay, that works too, so.
What's your last
Whichever
name?
pays the
Jerome,
best.
J-E-R-O-M.
Yeah, what is a pay scale on that?
And what's your full name?
Just give me the temp.
No, I
Oh,
want your
so-
cell
oh, it's-
phone
oh, it's
and your
20.
firstborn.
Okay, 208 512 5097.
Thanks.
513,
No, 512.
512,
Yep.
5197.
Yep.
And that's your work cell,
Yep.
so you don't even have to feel guilty for calling.
We won't.
Do you, like when they're putting culverts in, you got people there with the compactors and stuff? or-
Yeah, we're ordering that today actually, so. Yep.
Okay.
Compact drug.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and there's another gal, her name's Tammy Miley, she's our road manager, and, like, if we got two culverts going at the same time, we can split up and handle that, which, but there's a lot of grubbing to do, and a lot of culverts to install,
So
so.
once you get all the principals like Tammy and you and Paul gets all his people, we get a contract, you need to have a meeting.
Yep.
You need to pull everybody together at you guys' convenience, I don't care where you have it. So everybody can look at somebody in the eye and say, oh, I know what you're
Right.
responsible for, okay?
Yep.
That's critical. The only way this can fail is bad communication.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's gonna be great, okay?
Yep.
And no, Paul, meeting can't be at the VFW.
Well,
You don't just start throwing ideas out after the fact. Anywhere you want this goddamn meeting.
well, we wanna remember what you decide.
Especially for the other one.
Yeah, one of us will probably be there just to talk about the billing and see how it goes. But the idea that you're on the agenda every Tuesday now, maybe one little glitch we can handle it. Let's just take care of it. You know, maybe we can call you on the phone. It doesn't necessarily put you on speaker if we have to. Okay. So we'll work it out. Good communications, it'll work.
Yeah.
Good job, you guys. It's a big project. But it's
Okay,
cool.
I'll call you later this week, I guess, when we
Okay.
get a final document. I'll email it to you.
And you'll get a contract draft from the attorney today, and you guys add your stuff, and then you guys, Paul's gonna put his
Right.
stuff on it, okay?
Yep,
All right.
sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Yep, thanks, guys.
everything.
Yes.
All you guys' hard work.
Sounds like your kids are lined up
See you next time.
with the project.
Nice to meet you, Wade.
Nice to
Yeah,
meet you
trying to visit Will today, sitting around.